good, BF fam? This is Big Tone coming at you from Big Tone Productions, Beats and Feast. Hey guys, it's Friday. I don't need to remind you of that. It's the end of the work week, but I do need to remind you it's time for another cooking video. So today, we're going to do a favorite of mine. We're going to do boneless country style beef ribs. Now, this is a wonderful, wonderful cut of meat. It's a very tough cut of meat, but treat it properly, it will be the best thing you've ever eaten. So, if you like this video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications so you know when a video comes out every Friday, by the way. And let's get started with some boneless country style beef ribs. So this is very, very, very easy seasoning. So all we're using is a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. It's in a different container. We're using some black pepper, some garlic powder. You guys know I can't do without my garlic powder. We're using my favorite barbecue sauce in the world, although I do like Coakley's. I did a video series for that. Go check it out on my channel. But this is Stubbs. I love me some Stubbs. They got different flavors. Check them out in the stores. In here we have a mixture of onions. We got some regular, just white, sweet Vidalia onions, and then we have some spring onions, or shallots. Well, not shallots, but we just have some onions in here. So in here we have just a mixture of onions here. You can use any kind of onions. I'm just using that for flavor. And then we're using my favorite to cook with, some beer here. We're using just a little bit of Miller Genuine Draft. And the star of the dish, the boneless country style ribs, guys. Boneless country style ribs. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about these ribs here. These ribs are not really ribs. They are actually cut from the shoulder. But in the store, they bill them and they sell them as country style beef ribs or boneless beef ribs. These happen to be boneless. So I wanted to make that clear. So when you go to the store, you're not looking, they are actually, usually they bill them as Western style chuck, I think. But these I think were just billed as just beef boneless, Western boneless style ribs. But they're not the only part that's closely related to a rib is the way that they're cut. To get started with this, we're basically just going to season them up. Very light seasoning, very simple seasoning. Just using a black pepper, pink Himalayan sea salt, or just regular sea salt, or salt if you have it. And just some garlic powder, very simple. So I got my ribs here. Let me move this out of the way. So I got my ribs here. And I'm basically just going to season them up. Real simple. I'm going to move this first rib out of the way. A little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. So very, very simple. We got some black pepper. And we got a garlic powder. You know I can't do it without my garlic powder. And if you see my pressure cooker heating there, I got a little bit of beer in the bottom. We're going to sear these off here in just a moment. I'll flip them over and do the same thing to the other side, guys. Simple as that, guys. So season them up really good. And then we're just going to sear them a little bit here in the pressure cooker. So I got this in sear mode. Those of you who have a pressure cooker, sear mode is basically a mode where it's getting hot, but it hasn't developed pressure because you're leaving the lid off of the pressure cooker. So we're just going to simply place these in the pressure cooker. You hear it already. Probably have to do these in 2 batches, but it'll be worth it. So we're going to sear those on that side, and then we'll put the other batch in there. But I'll be right back, and I'll show you once they're done, okay? Once they're seared up, and then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. The last batch of my beef ribs is almost done searing off, so as you can see, they're nice and brown now. Now, I used a little bit of beer to sear mine off. Definitely worked, and this nice aroma in here, so you might want to try that. But anyway, now is the simple part. All we're going to do, we're going to add the other ribs back to it. Just simply place them in there. Now, a little bit about these ribs. They are a very, very, very tough piece of meat. I mean, they are super tough. But if you treat them correctly, that's why I'm using a pressure cooker, so I can cut down on time. These are going to cook for about 35, maybe 45 minutes in the pressure cooker. That's going to break down that connective tissue that makes most meat very, very tough. and allow them to be super, super tender, melt in your mouth. But it is a tough cut of meat, so it needs time. If you're going to do it in a pressure cooker, it's an 8-hour process. If you're going to do it on a grill, it's going to take 3 or 4 hours. So make sure you understand that that is a very tough cut of meat. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add my shallots, or not shallots. I keep saying that. Why do I keep saying that? My onions in here. I'm just going to simply pour them in. And then we're going to add about a cup of beer. There we go. The pressure cooker's got to have some liquid. You can't cook anything in a pressure cooker without a little bit of liquid. I left the onion behind. And then we're going to add my favorite barbecue sauce. We're going to add my stubs here. I'm going to add just a little bit of that over top of the ribs. A little bit more. All right, guys. So as you can see, nicely full there. And you see my beer's already working. So we're just going to take the lid. And as I always do, make sure that you pull this out a little bit so this seal can seat correctly on the pressure cooker. So we're going to simply put it on, turn the lid. We're going to light up the little arrow in the line on the lock here. And then we're going to set the timer for 35 to 40. I'm going to set it for 45 minutes. So what I'm going to do is turn it off of sear mode. I'm going to hit the meat chicken button, increment it to high, and then I'm going to bring it back down, or bring it up to 45 minutes. I may check it sooner than that, but I think 45 minutes is going to be a good time frame. You'll see it start to spin around and around there. And that's building pressure. So it shouldn't take too long to build pressure because I've already had it on sear mode for a little bit of time. So we're going to let that go for 45 minutes. By YouTube time, that's going to be about 2 seconds. The ribs have come out. It took about 45 minutes, but it probably could have just been about 40 minutes or 35 minutes. But now that the ribs are out, I put them on my little rack here. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to simply just glaze over the top of the ribs with some barbecue sauce here. And we're going to take these and we're going to put them in the oven on broil for about 3 to 5 minutes, just so they get that nice exterior and they have that nice glaze to them. So let me go ahead and put this on here. Next time you'll see me, I'll show you a final product, guys. Here, I put these in the oven on broil for about 5 minutes, and look what they look like, guys. I mean, these are absolutely beautiful. So you gotta take them, you gotta put them in the oven for about 3 to 5 minutes. Leave them on broil. They get this nice caramelized look here, and I'm gonna plate these up for you and show you what they look like in just a moment. Hey guys, we're back here. I plated this up for you. Let me turn this around just a little bit so you guys can see the meat. This is another perfection on the plate, guys. I mean, this is the first time I've done this in the power pressure cooker, and it turned out to the point where it's fall apart, absolute tender. So if you're looking for a cheap cut of meat, this is the one to do. I mean, this is absolutely wonderful, guys. Let me just show you. I don't even need a fork. I mean, I don't even need a knife. Look at this. Absolutely fall apart. I don't even need to say anything else. Guys, if you like this video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, that little bell, so you know exactly when I post another video. Hey guys, and this is Big Tone signing off. Peace.